Welcome back to PSC Tech Bytes. Today we keep on talking about the PnP React Controls, and specifically I want to introduce you to the PeoplePicker control, which is really useful whenever you want to select a user or a group within the UI of a web part or of a Teams tab or in a dialog of an SPFx extension. With the PeoplePicker control, you can select one user or group or multiple users and groups. You can filter the selection just targeting users or distribution lists or SharePoint groups or security groups. You can also filter by group the people that you want to have in this selection, and you can enable the ensure user option, which is really powerful whenever you want the control to ensure the user that you select in the target site collection in which you are rendering the PeoplePicker control. So, like always, let me move to the demo environment. Let me show you how to play with it in action. So this is the official documentation page of the PeoplePicker control in the family of PnP React Controls, and here you can find plenty of information if you want to dig into the usage of this component. Right now I want to show you a simple demo. So here is a web part that I created where I can use the PeoplePicker control. Just to give you an idea of how it behaves, you search for a user, you get back the users in target for the search query that you provide. Let me select this one for example, and let me select another one just for the sake of completeness. And as you can see, you can retrieve information about the selected people, so the ID in the site in which you are, the login name, the display name, the user principal name, as well as the initials and the image URL if you want to render the UI in a nice way. How did I implement this web part? Well, this is a very simple web part which relies on a React component, the Play with People component, to which I provide the context of my SharePoint framework web part. In the Play with People TSX component, I imported the PeoplePicker and principal types from the PeoplePicker component of PnP React Controls, as well as the controls to render the list view to provide the output of the selected people, as well as the iPersonaProps type or interface from Office UI Fabric, because I'm going to use this one to represent the selected items. Then I have the definition of the fields that I want to show in the list view. This is just a rendering detail. And then the actual interesting part of the web part is the render method, where I rely on the state property that I call people of type iPersonaProps array. And in there, in the TSX component, I simply get the people if I have people selected, and in the UI of my React component I use the PeoplePicker React component. I provide the PnP context, the SPFx context that I've got from the web part that is using this React component, and then I configure, just for the sake of making an example, I configure this React component to limit the selection of up to 10 people, to show tooltip, to have the selection required. I have a non-change event, which I will show you shortly. And then I also configure the principal types as the filter on the people that I want to be able to search. So I decided to search just users and SharePoint groups. But here, with this enumeration, you can select distribution list as well as security groups. And then I have a predefined 1000 milliseconds of delay resolving the input. And I configure the ensure user property that I was talking about before in order to to register any user that I will select through the PeoplePicker in the set collection in which I am. So whenever I select someone, on change of the selection, we have a function which will be invoked, which will get as the input argument a collection of iPersonaProps, specifically an array of iPersonaProps types, and then I store that information in the state, so that later on, if I have people selected, I can show the list view and render the selected items. Really simple and straightforward, but you can create really powerful solutions selecting people in the UI of your components. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you found it interesting, and I'm really looking forward to seeing you next week. And remember, subscribe to this channel. Thank you.